Welcome back to the channel, lads and ladies, and welcome to 2 matches back to back. And the main purpose of this video is to share with you that sometimes you gotta go through the hard times to get to the good times. So with that, enjoy. First note of business, I don't know where exactly the issue is, but it seems like since the last major update, War Thunder is a lot quieter most of the time when you don't have a jet screaming in your ear. And that really messes with my tactics, so I crank the game volume way up so I can hear where enemy gunfire is coming from and where enemy engines are, and then I get a jet screaming in my ear or the wyvern needling away at my sanity, and the audio balancing just isn't where it used to be, and I don't very much like it. I wonder if there's a way I could fix that. It'd be cool if I could have some kind of audio post-processing that would sort of compress things to make them more within, I almost said visible range, but audio range that suits me. You audiophiles out there may notice that I compress my voiceover track. It just makes my ups and downs a little bit easier to follow, and I like to think it adds a nice soothing capacity to my voice that it may or may not already have. But I mentioned this is going to be the hard times that you have to get through to get to the good times, and this match is going to be pain and suffering, and thankfully brief. One of the things that I've noticed coming back to War Thunder after taking a bit of a break to play some Mount and Blade, actually to play a lot of Mount and Blade, I have already sunk hundreds and hundreds of hours into that game, and I'm just starting to slow down on it a little bit. The game is in development and it shows. Yes, I'm a fan of those things, aren't I? Coming to War Thunder, the game that is always in alpha. But another thing I noticed lately that, come to think of it, it always seems to bother me more when I first come back to the game, and then I think my very clever mind, it's not me, man, it's just the way the human brain works. But my brain adapts to the input lag fairly quickly. But I'm sitting at, as you can see, a fairly high ping of a steady 120, 130, and with a little bit of packet loss as well that can cause some shenanigans. No shenanigans for me though, as I get taken down early in the match by a Leo who was very capable in using his rangefinder and his cannon to one-shot my poor little toaster. Anyway, it's not quite so often that I spawn in the Tiger pattern, but it remains a very capable tank, and the added engine power over the standard model, that's right, this is another premium that is just better than its regular tech tree counterpart that goes way back in War Thunder. But the added engine power definitely helps push this more into a sort of a early Leo kind of vehicle. Again, no stabilizer, but heat FS that has fairly reliable performance as far as heat FS goes, and that seems to vary with the winds of development as well. And one thing that I've got to say I really love about the recent War Thunder, fuck you Bush, is it actually disappeared at least, but the traverse, the traction on tank treads in general has been vastly improved recently. I think that was before the major update, and it is a game changer. I was constantly sickened throughout my entire War Thunder career up to this point by watching my tracks spin out when I'm like, you are a tank, you have tractions, stop this. And I never thought Gaijin would actually fix that. I'm very impressed. It really, honestly, it's one of those small things that makes a huge difference, and credit where credit is due. I love that. Having said that, especially coming back to War Thunder after something of a break, which is not a common thing for me, I really feel like I'm in over my head. I will, by the way, be getting to making replay videos again, and I'll keep on trying to crank those out. You already know the project that I've been working on over the past couple of days, and I'm really happy with that, how that turned out. The AK the War Eagle interview, he's a great guy, and learning more about him, my suspicions were confirmed that he's just a great fella. And it's been my pleasure to see him making videos on his toaster and putting out content with the hardware that he has, and also engaging with him on the Toshio Thunder Discord. By the way, there's a link in the description of this video for that. So that was pretty rough, as you may agree. I knew I wouldn't have enough spawn points to respawn in anything, and indeed that was the case. We go straight back to the hangar, and I check some of my daily rewards, and I see that one of my SL boosters is due for renewal, so that's nice. I forgot that I activated that. So instead of letting that go to waste while I go into a coma and try and get some sleep tonight, I haven't been sleeping super well. It's allergy season, and I've already talked about the problems that my 1.5-year-old has been having, and it just put some stress on me, and I haven't been sleeping super well. But my wife, who is now finally on maternity leave from work, she's just about to squeeze out our third baby, and she's been extremely helpful in the mornings and around the house, and then I take care of her because her mobility is not what it used to be, and she just needs to focus on getting rest for now. She's a tired woman, and she's got a baby to deliver. And yet we're gonna go on an adventure soon, and yet another kind of adventure in this match. T114, what is this, Kuban map? I think it's the tropical one. This is a very old, a legacy map in War Thunder, and definitely one where I've had my ups and downs, and I've seen it enough that I'm just really comfortable with the path that I'm about to take. I was thinking on the way to the cap zone early, you're welcome, about how waiting at the cap is no longer a thing. It used to be sort of a community event at the beginning of a match where everybody wanted to get those spawn points for capturing the easy cap zone, but it was changed a while back now to where I think only 3 people can get SP for capping, and it gets sort of divided among them. So it's actually better to just rush the cap and get on with playing the game. Hence, we early scouts filter into the enemy zone, pushing enemy territory as quick as possible after picking up a cap. Generally, what I like to do with this lineup that you may have seen is kind of sickening. It's a golden lineup, to be sure, and the synergy of it is pretty good as well. It's a little heavy in the aircraft, and that follows what I was about to say, in that I enjoy flying close air support with this lineup, and over the course of tonight I've had some great times shooting down ME-262s in my P-47 and my A-2D, both very capable aircraft at chasing down and gunning down foes. And the second shot catches him just in time before he goes into the trees. We have found ourselves a T-44 and shown him the door. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. For our first kill, T-114, 1 cap, 1 kill, and the brave little toaster. Another homage to AK the War Eagle. Now I am playing War Thunder on my laptop. Y'all remember the laptop gun from Perfect Dark? You could set it up in sentry turret mode, or it was sort of an SMG with an incredibly large magazine. It was fantastic. Second target spotted, and second kill. This time a one shot, one of several you'll see in this match as we get the jump on Papa Stalin's poor abandoned son, IS-2. A very intimidating tank, the roof-mounted Dushka alone capable of taking down this little crumb factory, and yet our positioning was able to see us the victor there. One of the ways to profit on this map is to use the terrain. I just love the map design for this one, except for maybe one or two things, but the rolling hills and the cuts in the terrain. The tank goes as the water flows, after all, give you many opportunities to advance and flank your foes and engage people from fun and spicy angles like you've already seen. And because it's sort of a more compact map, paying attention to the mini-map and the sounds around you really pays off, and you can sort of get a feel for where the power positions are. There's a couple of good sniping spots if you want to try and get some longer range shots, but most of those are able to be dealt with as well. I really like this one. It's seen a lot of changes and a lot of work, and I think it's really all for the better. Another JS gets one right in the face as we take down his first stage ammo rack for, what is that, our third kill? It always makes me giddy. I think I giggled a little bit with that kill. To get a quick kill on these heavy tanks in this tiny little thing. The T-114 continues to be one of possibly my favorite ground vehicle in the game, but definitely one of my most profitable and enjoyable premiums. It's really sort of nerf proof, and it kind of flies under the radar. You can tell I love this thing. Look at that beautiful historically accurate custom camouflage. Kisarazu T-114. But there we go, picking up another kill just because we were paying attention to the map. And enemy in the bushes. Can we slip this one between the banana trees? Indeed we do. Taking down T-34-85, and it looked like he might have been aiming right for us. Unlike that poor bastard in the tiger that just never saw it coming. He's about 12 seconds out of spawn and down the cost of a heavy tank, probably his second spawn, so he might be out of the match. Poor guy. It is something of an up tier for him as well. In fact, that is not his maximum BR vehicle. The 5.7, I think he was in the 5.7 Tiger, and this is at least a 7.0 match. I guess it was really his fault walking around dressed like that. But we derped him good. We've gotten a lot of one-hit kills with the anti-tank grenade on this T114, and that's always really appreciated. Once you get a feel for the gun on this thing and the ballistically similar ranging machine gun can help you a little bit with that at reasonable engagement ranges for this thing, you can really do well. This is a very stealthy tank. It has an extremely low profile. It actually doesn't look as short as it is because it's also very small in the other dimensions as well. And here we begin to wrap up the video, if I'm not mistaken. Enemy was already scouted, and for some dang reason, he came out looking at me. But 7 kills, as well as a base cap. No, 2. That's a good way to start a match. And then after that, I spawned in the A2D, but before I could enjoy myself, the match was already over. And such happens to this video as well. It's been nice connecting with you all, and as always, I look forward to seeing you on the Discord, and I'll hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Are you teaching?
Yeah.
Okay, teach me.
This is your house.
That's my house.
That is the kitchen for eating.
That's the kitchen and a baby Zoe.
And Daddy, can we say this here cheese you back about?
Uh-huh.
Look.
Yeah.
Gooey slime.
Gooey slime.
Yeah, this is the in the bathtub.
Oh my goodness.
This is jelly. This is you open it.
I did not know that. Hey, Guppy. Say like and subscribe.
Subscribe to the channel.